we are live. Ek sien niks nie op my cellphone nie. Right, so I am blind here, Ngoni. Okay, all right, that's better. Right, good afternoon, good evening, morning, wherever you are, whatever time you're going to be watching us from. And welcome to the Success Factory podcast. I'm excited to be coming live to you once again, and we're going to be having our success conversations. So, the last couple of weeks have been, quite interesting, and I want to see who is with us before I continue. We've got Neliswa. Good day, Neliswa. We've got Mandela. Good day. We're coming to Cape Town, boss. You better prepare. We're coming to Cape Town. We've got Pila. Pila Crypto Dladla. Welcome. Mr. Mkhasi, all the way from Egqabecha. I never thought this Gqeberha name would really, be popular, but it seems like even white people are trying to pronounce the word Gqeberha, So it seems like Gqeberha it is, even though I did prefer Port Elizabeth, but there's nothing we can do about it. It's just one of those things, right? So today, guys, I'm not going to be, very long, but I do want you to maybe invite your friends, that will probably enjoy the content that we normally bring. We are talking about success, and I put out a poster this morning and I said success is never accidental, but success is by deliberate intent. Okay, nobody becomes successful by accident. Everybody becomes successful because that's what they intended to be, right? So one of the things I want to talk about today, in fact, the main thing I want to talk about today is starting, right? Starting. Now, I've had my fair share, experience on this. And so I'm going to be talking, from my experience. So one of the things that really, holds us back from starting anything, it's because of one, the fear of unknown. And number two, because we are these geniuses, right? We know what something, looks like when it's perfect, right? We know what something should look like when it's perfect, when it's good, when it's great. We know that. But then at our first attempt, we are never going to get to anywhere close to what we see in our mental picture in terms of what, perfection is. So if we then wait for a time for things to be perfect, we'll never actually ever start, right? So that is why, they say that, anything that's worth doing, it's worth doing badly and improve up until you can get it right, right? Because, if I start and I say today, I'm going to start playing basketball, right? And in my playing basketball, let's say my favorite basketball player of all time is LeBron or Michael Jordan, right? So I know how Michael Jordan dunks, but there is no way that in my first few games I'm actually gonna come any close to what Michael Jordan does or did, right? So it will take a lot of time, dedication, effort, improving, making mistakes, improving those mistakes for me to get to anywhere close to what I think perfection is, okay? In fact, you might find that even when I get there, in my eyes, it might not be perfect, but from other people's eyes, they'll look at it and say, wow, that was a perfect dunk. But yet I know in the back of my mind that that's not the perfect dunk. I know that I could have done better, and I said, so that's the issue about starting, right? You have to start no matter, you feel that you are ill-equipped. As long as you've got the resolve in your heart and in your mind that you are actually gonna, improve, you're gonna change, you're gonna improvise, if need be, you're gonna seek counsel, you're gonna seek mentors, but you're gonna do everything in your power to actually achieve or get close to, perfection, right? I know some people who say that perfection doesn't exist. It's, it's a myth. Be it that as it may, but I'm talking about the perfection in your own mind's eye. Okay? So, one more thing about starting. It does not matter. You can come from university. You got straight A's in your medicine or whatever field that you study, right? You've got straight A's, you ace everything, you're the best student. Whenever there are practicals in school or whatever, you are always the best at everything in class, right? Now, guess what? If you go to work, you graduated, now you go to work to go and apply what you've been learning. Guess what's going to happen? You are going to start learning from all over again. Okay? You're going to start learning from scratch. Okay? Because that's just how life is. No matter how mentally prepared you are, no matter what kind of studies you did to make sure that you prepare, right? But there's only so much that you can learn in theory, but there's a lot more you learn in practice, right? So if you decide today, you've been watching so-and-so doing network marketing, you've been watching this person and that person, you've been listening to their videos and their stories, you've watched every training, and you decide to give network marketing a go. Guess what's going to happen? Life is going to give you your own set of experiences that there was no way, that which you have learned from so-and-so could have prepared you for. Okay? That's just how it works. So you'll never get to a point whereby you are 100% prepared and nothing in industry or in practice is actually going to take you by surprise. Something will always take you by surprise. So when you are starting, it's important for you to start with this mentality that you are there to learn, right? Even if you're saying to yourself that I'm starting a real estate business, right? Come with this mindset that I don't know it all. I know something, but the something that I know is enough to get me started, right? But I know that in industry, there's a whole lot more that I'm actually going to learn, right? So when I was in real estate, I worked for about 8-9 months, for a company called Remax. And, I'm very curious, I'm very observant, right? So I was trying to learn and absorb, ask questions, about everything that is happening within the industry. And, a few months down the line, I opened my own real estate business. And guess what? Even though I've been selling properties for over a year, right? But when I got to start my own business, there's a whole lot more that I learned about real estate. There was a whole lot more, that actually, came out that there was no way I could have learned that, working for someone else, right? When I left the real estate, in fact, when I was still in real estate and I went and joined IFA, right? So I know about IFA. I've seen it being done. I've seen people succeed. I've seen people fail. So when I decided to go and join IFA, guess what happened? There's a whole lot of set of experiences that there was no way I could have prepared for, right? Irrespective of what I know in what industry. But when I go to that particular space, I need to come there humbly, right? Humbly. So let me tell you a story about how I got involved. Some of you know the story. This policeman who came to my office every now and then, who was an IFA, I didn't know at the time. This guy wanted to buy a house, but the houses he wanted to buy, I knew were not in his pay grade. So I was like, this guy is either wasting my time or he's just one of those PE boys, right? So, and this guy kept on coming to my office and I didn't really pay too much attention to him because I thought he was just playing around because, there's only one way in the real estate industry where you get to know if your buyer is serious or not. You ask him for his documents so that you can do the pre-qualification. So this guy never came forth with the documents. So I didn't take him seriously. Until one day he came out, he came and he actually showed me an SMS which actually showed how much money he made on that particular month. And it was about 30,000 Rand. 30,000 Rand that he has made from that business. And guess what? I looked at the SMS, I looked at this guy, looked at the SMS again. I was like, there's no way. If this guy can make 30,000 Rand from IFA, I'll probably make 3 times that. Why? I'm an entrepreneur, right? I'm a marketing person and so forth and so forth. This guy, can't do half the things that I do. And I got involved. And guess what? I never even got to 30,000. I never even got to 30,000 in over a year. Right? So that tells you that there is nothing, so one needs to approach any starting or any endeavor with humility. understanding that there's going to be a whole lot of lessons that you are going to have to learn, and to whatever degree you give yourself to learning and improving, to that same degree you're actually going to reap back rewards in whatever that you're doing, right? So right now I'm excited about a few projects that I'm busy with. One of them is my book, right? I'm writing a book on the 21st century business model. I'm very, very excited about this. And but here's the thing, right? I've read a couple of books. I've seen lots of books in my life, right? So even though I'm writing about a subject that I'm quite comfortable in, guess what? It has taken me way much longer, one, than I thought. Number two, much longer than what it should have. Why? Because of the fact that, there is this thing in the back of our minds that you want to release a perfect project. You want to release a perfect product, right? To the market that the market is going to fall in love with and so forth. Guess what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen? That's not ever going to happen. You might have a few people liking it. There will be a few people not liking it. Okay? And, yes, you put your best foot forward, but your first book is not going to be a perfect book, right? But my book is going to be close to perfect, right? So, whatever you do, guys, it's never going to be perfect the first time around. So you have to be humble enough, through the process to say that I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to put my best, foot forward. Whatever comes, I'm going to learn. I'm going to take the feedback. I'm going to learn from it and improve on the next project, right? Now, guess what? When you are starting more than one project at one go, for example, this podcast, right? Success Factory podcast, we spoke about this, I think about a year or 2 years ago. But it's only now that we're starting. And even now, guess what? I still have, I'm a little bit jittery about it because, you want to create a perfect product that everyone's going to fall in love with. Guess what, guys? It's never going to be perfect the first time around. Okay? You look at anyone who's ever done anything, right? In their lives, that became very good in their lives. You realize that when they started, they actually sucked in the beginning, right? One of my favorite guys in entrepreneurship space in South Africa, actually a very prolific public speaker. His name is Vusi Thembekwayo. A lot of you know him. This guy talks about how he got into speaking. The fact that he was, it was as a punishment, number one. And number two, the first time he actually spoke in class, in school, he was actually booed off stage. But right now, the man speaks in stages all over the world. Why? He took that, and internalized it. And instead of him feeling sorry for himself, he internalized that and actually and converted that into positive energy to say that, what, I'm actually going to get better. I'm actually going to study more. I'm going to practice more. I'm going to do more so that I can become the best, right? So today, he's one of the best paid speakers, right? Because everybody sucks in the beginning. You want to write a book? Write it down, right? You want to start a podcast? Do it. You want to start a network marketing business? Do it, right? You want to do this or that? Do it. Know that you are not going to be perfect the first time around, right? So it's the book, it's the podcast. Guess what? There's another company that we're actually building in the background in the cryptocurrency space. Probably, one of the most exciting projects of my life at this time around. And guess what? There is this feeling that I want to release a perfect product. What if the market doesn't want this? What if the market is not ready for this or that? It does not matter. We'll just simply work on it and improve. It will be what it's going to be, right? As Nell would say, it's going to be what it's going to be, right? It is going to be what it's going to be. So what's the project you've been holding on that you wanted to get started on? Is there a project that you always wanted to do, but, you always, were procrastinating and never really got starting because you wanted to be perfect? Guys, get started, okay? It's never going to be perfect just in your mind. I see Masimbonge. I see Mr. Roger. I see Langa. I see you guys. Elizabeth. Right. So guys, And that's all I wanted to talk to you about today. I wanted to encourage you to go start it. Start, whatever, start. You've joined the network marketing business. You've never really prospected anyone. You've been afraid of, not wanting to sound, the wrong way, whatever the case is. You don't want to rub people the wrong way. See, as long as you've got the right motive, you are all good, right? Even if people don't join you today, even if you mess it up your first presentation, it does not matter, guys. You can always improve over time, okay? That's how the greats have actually done it, right? If you look at sportsmen, I love to look at sportsmen when I think about success, right? Or the concept of success, because it tells me that, it's a moving target. People learn, people improve over time, okay? So, now, if you found value in this podcast today, please do share with your friends, and make sure that you catch us on our next session. And if there's anyone in this call who does not know what cryptocurrencies is, tonight at 6 o'clock, I'm doing just a small information sharing session talking about the 3 ways people can make money from Bitcoin. Chat in the comment section. I will leave the link for you to sign up. And guys, keep on the lookout for my book. I'm excited about it. 21st Century Business Model, right? It's coming up very, very soon. We're wrapping up everything. We're going to start with the pre-sales very, very soon. So look out on this page, on this channel. There will be a link for you to be able to make your pre-booking for the book, right? Like I said previously, only 100 people's book, the first 100 people book, I'll personally sign it and make sure that it's delivered to their doorstep. Thank you very much, guys. And we shall see each other on the next session. Remember, success is never accidental. Success is always by intent. You have to be intentional, okay? You must look for it. You must search for it, right? And that's the only way, you can actually realize it. With that being said, thank you very much. Reach for the top. The bottom is overcrowded. Cheers.